Hi, welcome to the show. That I've seen that have been on Ozempic that look deflated. It looks like somebody pulled a pin from a balloon. You ever remember those drug commercials from the early 90s where the girl would melt into the couch? Yeah. That's what people on Ozempic look
and
like.
Did you, by the way, and every week there's a new side effect, but people are like, listen, I don't care if I lose weight. If my anus starts swelling and bleeding, people are like, but look at my abs.
That cannot be good. Life is about suffering.
Would you guys do it?
I think. Why don't you do? I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying.
You are saying.
Yeah. Would you?
I'm saying no. Rob. By the way, Rob is on point.
It's almost suspicious.
This
how good
guy's
he's
talking
doing.
about raising canes. And by the way, just can I give you guys a call before we talk about Ozempic in the show? You guys look freaking fantastic. Brandon. This morning I said looked like the Arctic Blast Gatorade.
Yep.
And Rob was hysterical laughing.
Made me
and
laugh
the popsicle
so
too.
hard.
And the popsicle, the East Coast,
the Rocket Pop.
Rocket Pop. Oh my God. You look delicious.
Thank you.
You guys look dapper. Me and you look like we went to a swap meet and we got jumped. I got coffee spilt on me already, but it's just how it is. Yeah, so with Ozempic, can you take it for like 6 months and then stop? Apparently, it makes your penis bigger. There's
bigger or smaller?
Bigger. Google it, Brandon. The side effects are insane.
From 1 inch to 2. Ozempic.
You smell funny. Like, well, here's the thing. Okay, we're ready for this. You look ridiculous. You look amazing, but it gives you, your anus swells and you have hemorrhoids. Whatever. How far are you willing to go to take it? What's the worst side effect that you're willing to endure to lose all the weight? Like to look. I'm talking about sexy.
Like
Sexy.
Brad Pitt from Troy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like, what would you lose a
Would you
finger?
lose- would you lose an inch?
Troy from Fight Club?
Yeah.
How do you know that's my favorite?
No,
is it?
I said that's my goal to be like my ideal body type that I'm in.
He looks much better than Troy.
No, you said Fight Club last time.
Fight Club, Fight Club, he had not an ounce of fat, and he was way younger.
He's playing a Greek god in Troy.
Yeah, but he was.
Well, this is weird. Arguably, I usually say the gayest things on this podcast, and you guys
we just changed. We're going to change the names on usually gay suspects.
By the way, the reason this came up, we were talking about the discounted prices for GLP-1s, the medication that Ozempic is, and apparently the price is now going down. I believe Trump was talking about pharmaceutical prices going down, and Ozempic was one of the drugs that he said was going to go down. And right now, you can get it for $25 a month if you have insurance. Which I do not. So I'm on a podcast
How much was it?
$25 for a 1 month supply. So listen, for $50 and 2 months, you're going to have kidney disease for the rest of your life. Your kidneys will fail on you, but you'll look good in 2 months' time.
I'm here for a good time,
And
not
it
a
gets
long
bigger.
time.
Yeah,
And it gets
your
bigger.
penis apparently gets bigger.
Allegedly.
But there's really bad side effects. But the good, like that's what I'm saying is, would you lose, Humberto? Not the whole finger, just like this much of your finger.
You don't need that.
Or would you lose an inch? Ready for this? Lose an inch of your manhood, but you get to look like Brad Pitt.
I'm sorry.
I got
you're gonna be down
to spare. Don't worry about it.
lose 2 inches, get down to 3.
It
Like what are
wouldn't
you
make a
talking?
dent. It wouldn't make a dent.
There
ladies.
are people that do look better heavy. Like I watch Righteous Gemstones. Your friend is on that show, right?
Edie Patterson is on there. Who else?
It's Danny McBride. It's the guy from Workaholics.
I know the guy from Workaholics very, very well.
It's a really good show, but you watch John Goodman in that show, and he looks weird being thin. I love the show. I can't get over a thin John Goodman. There are just certain people that look better heavy. Like if they took Fluffy, Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias, and they put him on GLP-1s, and he would look like a deflated basketball. That's not a good look for a human being.
like Al Roker. I feel like going, Al, do us all a favor. I understand you're trying to be healthy, but you're scary to the eyes. Get your ass back to freaking eating fat. Just eat some bacon, bro. Please.
Well, welcome to the Unusual Suspects podcast. We have a lot to get to in today's show. Charlie Kirk gag order has been issued that is affecting 2,000 to 3,000 potential witnesses in the Charlie Kirk case. Weird. We will dive into that. Plus, the AWS outage that took place with Amazon. Is that a test of what a cyber attack would look like here in the United States? We also have potheads with guns and George Soros funding the No Kings protest. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do so. Like and subscribe to The Unusual Suspects. That way you can be notified for future episodes. We are live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. This week, Wednesday, because our wonderful producer Connor was out of town and they were doing construction here at the building. If you are in the California area, correct,
Thousand
Vinnie?
Oaks.
Thousand Oaks, there is an opportunity for you to meet the one and only Vincent Oshana from this program and the PBD podcast, as well as the Valuetainment Comedy Channel. He will be speaking at the Resurrection of Sticks, the speaker series
at the Stick Cigar Lounge in Thousand Oaks. My boy Johnny owns it. It's going to be, bro, to be honest with you, I'm just going to be talking. I'm going to tell some stories. I'm going to have some questions. It's going to be just a night with me, and it's going to be fun.
That sounds wonderful. Indulge in an elegant dinner.
Yeah.
Then take your chance at winning our limited edition Partad's Humidor. In the exclusive raffle, also included with your entry, you get a very special selection cigar, 2 drinks, 20% discount on any purchases made at Sticks
Look at that.
Cigar House, and an entry ticket into the raffle. Drawing tickets are $50 for members, $75 for non-members. I know that we just showed the QR code. If we could go back to that real quick. If you'd like to get tickets, you can just scan this QR code right here, and you can have dinner and a nice speech.
I might even
with
kiss
Vinnie.
you. I might even kiss you on the lips.
Not a promise, by the way,
Not
so
a
that's not
promise.
in the written contract.
No,
you can't
no,
sue.
no.
There's weird fellows that come out and
No,
they're like, I
definitely.
was promised a kiss.
Kiss me on the mouth, Vinny.
Yeah. Let's jump right into the No Kings protest, because that happened this past weekend, and there are reports now. And Connor, I may need you to jump in on some of this as well. Connor working very hard behind the scenes, the producer here at the Unusual Suspects podcast, putting together everything you see and you hear today. Connor is the brains behind the operation. The No Kings protest took place this past Saturday. 2,600 locations nationwide. Reportedly, if you believe the reports from the mainstream media, 7 million people protesting. The first question to you at home, if we could run a poll in this as well, Connor, do you believe that there were 7 million people at the No Kings protest this past weekend? And that's my first question to you guys here on the panel today. Do you believe that 7 million people showed up to more than 2,600 locations in protest of Trump? And if so, why do they think they were there? Because we do not have a king, so it's all very confusing.
First of all, absolutely not. MSNBC got caught playing something from 2017, which showed this massive crowd. Bro, I don't believe anything. Bro, even Jake makes a great point, too. I was just on Instagram from a reputable person, just showing something from, like, the CEO of Pfizer is saying that he's going to take a pill and be in your stomach. And you initially read it, you're like, dude, is that? And even Jake's like, that can't be true. That's not true. And you do your research and you look it up, and it's not. I don't believe people on social media. I don't believe freaking the news. I was watching it with my own eyes, bro. And what drove me crazy is just old, liberal, white people that are in the hood. You guys are in the streets of Philly, streets of Chicago, streets of all these, of Los Angeles, and you're just white and mad. Where were all the people? Where are all the minorities that make up these neighborhoods? It's a lie, in my personal opinion. And then go back, Connor, can you go back to the photo? I want to show, like, if you think of evil, the first slide of
Soros.
of George Soros. I want everybody to take a look. George Soros, is Connor listening?
Connor. Oh, Connor.
Okay, look at that. Okay, you want to talk about the face of evil? That is it right there. Every single problem that's happening when you hear NGO or where's the money coming from or who's funding it, it all leads back to this guy. And Rob, to answer your question, no, I think it was the biggest waste of time. I am so happy, though. I am so happy because this proves something, that the other side didn't snipe anybody, didn't shoot anybody, didn't stab anybody. Nothing crazy happened. I'm happy they got to go out there and vent and do their thing. It did absolutely nothing.
Can you go back to the George Soros photo real quick, Connor? Doesn't he look like a melted candle?
It does.
Look at the eyelids. They're just like, it looks like the reptilian is shedding his human skin suit in order to rule over the masses. Brandon, you live in South Florida. Did you see any protests, No Kings protests this past weekend?
No.
Because the only time, and the reason I ask, the only time I've seen one, I was with my son. We were driving, and this was the original No Kings protest that happened 6 months ago. There was, similar to what you mentioned, a bunch of middle-aged white people, some of them women with colorful hair, purple hair, a lot of purple hair, blue-haired, but maybe 14, 20 people at max, holding a few signs on a street corner, accomplishing nothing. And I went, okay, that is the most pathetic protest that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Rob, what was the goal? I know you want to go to Brandon. Be honest, Rob. Really, really try. What was the goal? What were you trying to do and accomplish? Meaning, it's Sunday morning. It's over. What's the checklist? What did you do?
I think, in my opinion, to incite violence without actually inciting violence, right? They're still going with this rhetoric that Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. Now they just can't say that anymore because of what happened with Charlie Kirk after Trump got shot in the ear. So now it's a scapegoat. Hey, he's a king, and we can't have kings in this country. We're not going to tell you what to do, but we certainly can't put up with this anymore.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a way to incite violence without actually calling for violence. Humberto.
All right.
What happened to me?
Oh, we'll go to you in a minute. A nicer suit
Brandon.
first.
Yeah,
no, it's
nice.
not.
And I'm pointing with a pen, all right? So I'm about to say something serious.
wrong side.
All right. Is there 7 million idiots in this country?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I might be one of them.
I don't know. Here in Florida, there was a couple hundred people. And if you start multiplying city by city, all the cities that there could be 7 million people that have no idea what they're doing. Now, if you read Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky, all right? Saul Alinsky. He writes there that the action is a reaction. So this is my thinking why they did this. They were baiting some violence, all right? They put the people on the street, they wanted to get out of hand, and they want a martyr, all right? People on the general American public, they're smart, they're civilized, they didn't start any violence, and they didn't get, the level of, violence that they were planning for. So I think this is a botched attempt to start steering shit.
Let me ask you a question, though. Do you think that they had the capability, which I think if that's what they wanted to do with what we've seen, with what the deep state and all the left, because, bro, don't sleep on them. It wasn't 7 million, but they got a lot of people in the freaking streets. Don't you think with everything that we know that they're capable of doing, couldn't they have planted something or done something, a bomb, anything to make one of theirs die, to make it look like, hey, look at what the right is doing?
That's very valid. But at the same time, like when I started fighting communism professionally, all right, I read a lot of their textbooks, all right? So I bet the Trump administration has enough guys that know how they behave, what they're doing, what to look for, and what to, stop.
Yeah.
To
prevent them. Okay.
To prevent this. You know what I mean? Because this was announced. It was a serious threat to the government. And I think in general, the response from the Trump team was absolutely amazing.
They were out there watching them.
And they were funny. They were hilarious.
Brandon, do you believe that 7 million people protested nationwide? And then we're going to get into George Soros, the Open Societies Foundation, and their alleged financial ties to the No Kings protest. But first, Brandon.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's easy to make it seem like that happened. And it's like that video that shows the person who gets up and starts dancing when nobody else is dancing, and then the second person, then everybody else does it. So I think they're trying to create that effect where they make a few people go out and start doing it, and then they're hoping that it'll pick up the momentum when people start seeing people who are paid to do it doing it. And sometimes it catches and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, same as you. Last time that it was happening, I tried to go to one to ask them questions, get content, and there was 5 of them there on the corner where the planned protest
Is this a video of when you went down?
Is this one mine?
I think that might be yours.
That looks like Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Yeah.
Can you play the tape?
Oh, I didn't know we had that.
Look at that.
So this is
Oh, yeah, that's my one.
not this past weekend, but the previous No Kings protest that you drove past in Fort Lauderdale Beach sometime over the course of the summer.
They had the gate set up too, huh?
Yeah, they were expecting all that.
Oh my God! Don't tell me that.
This is exactly what I saw when now, granted, we are in a very red state. We are in South Florida. It doesn't get any redder and deeper south than this.
Broward is blue, though.
Is it really?
Yeah, barely.
The Haitians. Sorry, go ahead. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
By the way, I will.
And that's it.
Wow.
Let's go.
Oh, Palestinian flag, obviously. By the way,
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw. Less than a dozen people out there.
But I was at the barbershop because I don't know if you guys can tell. I cut the hair off. My Humberto's gonna be next. And I'm sitting.
I made a doll out of it.
Bro,
I keep it at home.
Yeah, I'm sitting in there, and a guy walks in with the No Kings. I was hoping it was a spoof. He really was wearing a No King. Rob, what are the odds of this? I'm in a predominantly Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Mira, tú sabes, everyone.
Well, if
there's
you're in
fan-
Miami, the odds are very
No,
high.
I was
that's
here,
there.
and my boy Josh, he's a nasty. He's an amazing barber, and I'm sitting in his chair, and there's no kid. We're talking about God. We're talking about stuff that you're not supposed to talk about in a barbershop, and I'm trying to convert this guy because he doesn't believe in God at all, and I'm giving him all the I'm just dropping knowledge. A gay guy, older gay guy is wearing this shirt, and he comes in with a younger Filipino-looking boyfriend that's kind of quiet and timid, and he's wearing that shirt, and I go, "Are you kidding me?" Like to Josh, and then we're talking, and then that guy, I think he recognizes me because another guy walks in and goes, "Oh, Vincent, are you kidding me?" He goes, "You have the best podcast. You're changing the world." This guy's face. And with this grabs his boyfriend and they walk out.
No
They
kings,
leave.
all queens.
No kings, all queens, and they don't want to talk to me. So
Let's dive into the financial ties to the George Soros Foundation, Open Societies Foundation, and also apparently Warren Buffett. Fox News and other outlets reported that Indivisible, the primary coordinator behind the No Kings rallies, received more than $7.6 million in grants from billionaire George Soros' Open Societies Foundation since 2017. So that's over the past 8 years, $7.6 million, including a $3 million grant last year. Critics like Ted Cruz allege that Soros funding
Oh boy.
what is it? Constitutes? Yes, constitutes. I developed a stutter mid-podcast. An orchestrated campaign to destabilize the Trump administration, dubbing the effort part of a protest industrial complex. In fact, we actually do have a clip, Connor. I sent it to you in Slack if you could check there. We actually have Ted Cruz. This is Ted Cruz talking about the legislation he has introduced to try and crack down on the funding of these protests. It's called the Stop Funders Act. Here's Ted Cruz on Fox News. I believe this was 2 nights ago.
Real creative name.
Considerable evidence that George Soros and his network is behind funding these rallies, which may well be riots all across the country. And Soros is writing the check. And so I've introduced legislation called the Stop Funders Act that would add rioting to the list of predicate offenses for RICO. Why is that? Because it would let the Department of Justice use RICO, racketeering, to prosecute the money that is funding the anti-Semitic protests on campuses, the pro-open border protest in L.A. and other cities, and these No King protests. Anyone that is supporting rioting and violence, it lets you go after the money. And I'll tell you, there are more than 200 left-wing groups behind these No Kings rallies this weekend. They deliberately are blind to what each of the others are doing. That's part of how they avoid accountability. RICO is designed for precisely that sort of criminal enterprise. And so I believe the Senate, we ought to take up and vote on and pass our Stop Funders legislation. And I've urged both Pam Bondi at DOJ and Kash Patel at FBI, follow the money and prosecute those who are writing checks funding acts of violence, political violence or otherwise, across the country.
Well, if you've left it in the hands of Pam Bondi, then nothing will
Nothing's
get
gonna
done.
get done.
Let's take a look at the chart that was going viral. This was all over X. Did you guys see this over the past 2 days? Apparently, this came out late Monday afternoon. A post on X shows a graphic headline, 3 million Soros grant behind No Kings protest wave. News outlets state that the Open Societies Foundation in 2023 issued a 2-year grant, which we've already discussed, to the Indivisible organization to support the grantee's social welfare activities. That's what the money is designed for. If you zoom in on that graphic, this is what it shows. The total amount of money that has been donated to the No Kings to Partners organization. Connor, does this mean that each one of these donated that amount? Not like over what period of time, I guess would be the question, because there's no... Does Connor have a mic?
Yeah, so this is the amount of funding given from different networks. And so when it says Soros, it's through things like the Open Society Foundation and other charities and organizations under his umbrella. The Tide Center is another one that is heavily linked to Soros but is independent. Then you have the Arabella Network, which we found out about during the first No Kings. And then there's things like Rockefeller and Buffett in the mix, with all of their organizations under their umbrella kicking money to various No Kings affiliates in one way or another.
Like, Rob, the top two that I could see, the total, 42,300,000, American Civil Liberties Union Foundation, Inc., that's a whatever, Don't even know what the hell that means. And then what's this one, Rob? $46 million towards the middle is League of Conservation Voters, Inc. Look at these vague ass names, and it's like, bro, it always leads to this freaking guy. And you guys invested all this money and nothing was accomplished.
Well, we always find a way on this episode to tie it to Israel. And if you take a look at the very first one, a Jewish Voice for Peace, Inc., which donated $752,500. Now, that is a joke, of course. However, I tried to fact check the actual, the donation's real. The joke that we're trying to tie it to Israel is a joke. When I tried to dive into whether or not this was able to be fact-checked, this actual chart, like where did it come from? It keeps bringing me that there's no news organizations that verified that this accounting is actual. Connor, have you seen anything else besides this? It just says that right now the assessment is that the original graphic is unverified. So I'm just trying to see if there is any validity to this chart since it was all over X the past 2 days.
So some of these compilations that we have here have been verified and as individual donations, and you can use resources like Open Secrets and Influence Watch to track the connections between these organizations. But the overall totals that we've been presented with are accurate, I have found, in some rigorous fact-checking.
Here's my thing. Why don't you guys take that freaking $250 million and try to, prop up a good politic? What you're wasting, literally wasting your money. You could easily just find someone that is in the Democratic Party that is not for open borders, that isn't pro-trans mutilation of kids, that isn't pro giving money to illegals, that isn't pro men competing in women's sports. That it boggles my mind, bro. How many times in your life have you been effing up? Okay, and you've had friends, Humberto. We've done it to each other. Bro, you need to, you're effing up. Change this.
Yeah.
You want to hear that from somebody because I need help. These people, something is wrong. Either they're not listening or they're so dedicated to the cause, Humberto, where they can't say, hey, guys, listen, which I would respect 1,000 times more. How about this? Give me someone to vote for on the other side. Meaning, come find somebody, not the AOCs, not the Bernie Sanders oligarchy. It drives me crazy. Where are the sane-minded people that are like, hey, listen, I'm a Democrat. I'm going to keep the border closed. I'm going to figure out a way to get the people that have been here for over 5 years to maybe pay a tax. So ICE won't be as aggressive, even though Trump promised it. Just to, have these people pay a tax. They're not criminals. Yeah, they broke the law coming in. We're going to do this. You know what? Enough with the trans shit. By the way, the numbers of the transgender has dropped. There's a chart. It's dropped so dramatically, especially because of TikTok and all that shit, it's off. But where are those people at? That money should be going to that.
Not only do they not promote those people, they actively destroy those people.
100%.
Think about Tulsi, RFK.
Yep.
Bernie Sanders is crazy, but they even didn't like Bernie Sanders because they didn't like him deviating from what they wanted to do.
Oh, of course.
And then Stephen A. Smith, he starts acting like maybe he'll entertain the idea of being a president. They start attacking him right away. So I think the gatekeepers actively destroy anybody who stands a chance of being an outsider to the Democrat Party.
It's crazy.
I think there's an other angle because I know what you're saying, Vinny, but if you see the numbers, all right, we saw the first graph. That's not change. That's not that's serious money.
200. The bottom numbers. How about this? Even if it's off, let's say it's off by 100. $150 million to make people go, we don't like President Trump. It's insane.
So you have the numbers here, and you have the organizations, and all these are serious people. You have Mark Zuckerberg, not only George Soros, who's the worst, but they're betting on something. I don't think.
Don't forget the tax write-off, though.
Yeah, I wonder, does Mark Zuckerberg actually know that the money that is being taken from his foundation is funding these things? Like Ted Cruz mentioned, they keep a lot of people in the dark from every which angle that they're going. That way there's plausible deniability.
That's a very valid point. I mean, and I think the conversation that could be had that is more fruitful than actually talking to Soros, because Soros is banned from his own home country.
He can't go back.
All right, he can't go back.
He's
to his
banned
own home
from multiple countries.
So
where does he live right now? Is he here?
In America.
Probably here.
Where?
No, hold on.
No?
Yeah, wait, because I want to know. I haven't seen him in. By the way, he might be dead for all we know. His son is running the show. That guy might be on freaking oxygen or something, which is just so. Man, I'm so mad that he had a son. It would have been more.
So the point I want to make. this is serious money investment. So they're
Wow, New York. You guys are right. Sorry, Bedford, New York.
All right.
He lives he is
Dark
Bedford,
Tower.
Western County, New York.
Why isn't anybody going
Owned
to
a
protest
large
at his
estate
house?
there since 1993, and over time acquired surrounding parcels to build up a property portfolio in that area.
Probably has a
Like-
giant
like
compound
we're
with the
talking,
gates.
we're talking. This guy
Demons.
allegedly help the bad guys in World War II. All right.
Oh
This-
no! By his own admission, he talked about collecting Jewish people's belongings.
It's not.
And ratting them out too.
It's not allegedly. He said he had to do it to save
all right,
his life.
Then he broke England. He shorted the British pound.
a
Remember
bunch
that?
of countries. That was his thing. He would,
Bunch-
um,
He was
like,
proud.
he would like destroy their currencies.
So whatever you want to say about him, he doesn't do things just out of like.
No, he's amazing at doing evil shit.
And he's way above a tax write-off, Brandon. Like way,
that?
like he's miles above a tax write-off. It's not. I don't think that's.
No, I'm
his-
not saying he does it for a tax write-off. I'm saying the people that like, are on this list, like
But-
Zuckerberg, they get
But
a tax write-off.
Zuckerberg, that's a guy. He's turning his life around. He's been to the White House
I still
multiple
don't.
times.
Listen, because he played a huge role with his
why
Zuckerbucks.
wouldn't Trump call him out?
Trump was shot in the freaking head and kind of was like, I'm moving on. Mark Zuckerberg was one of the reasons when they all cheated. He's one of the main reasons, bro. $400 million to help Trump lose and make Biden them win, bro. And look what the hell we've had to do. All the shit that's happening, all the ice, all the everything is because of people like that. And just because he's doing push-ups and he wears a necklace now doesn't mean shit to
Well,
me.
it's a puka shell necklace,
Yeah,
just so
my
you know.
bad. But he's still a dork, and he still tried. He assisted in trying to destroy this country. I'll forgive people, but I will never, ever forget your ass.
Yeah,
ever.
and that's just with the election. Let's not even dip into the deplatforming during COVID for just exercising your First Amendment rights by questioning the science. He was one of the lead people deplatforming people and silencing people. And like you said, now he can do jujitsu with Joe Rogan. All of a sudden he's cool and everybody
so
forgives
cool.
him. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg's great. What about the weird bunker that he's building in Hawaii? That is okay. Yeah,
$200 million.
But he's cool because he surfs.
But what I'm trying to get at, because now, just like me, it's all about business, Vinny.
Yeah.
Like
Good
how
for them it is.
How is this good business for them? What's their angle? Like what?
And that's a great question because I don't see it because it's not Humberto. They're going all in on a hand that they know it's losing, and they're not even bluffing. Everybody sees what's happening. They have to see it. They're not that stupid. But with him, I think it's something deeper, Humberto. I think that when I talk about evil, I know me and Jake joke around about demons. That's a whole different level. George Soros is out there in the open. Everybody knows exactly what that guy is, bro. That's an evil dude.
All right, we have to wrap up. Final word, Humberto, because I think you're trying to make a point. Do you want to get to the point, and then we'll move
I'm
on?
trying to make a point. I think
Adam.
just Adam. No,
Humberto Sosnick. Sorry, go ahead.
I think we might laugh about it, say it's evil, but all these
No,
policies,
I mean,
they're very good for the business. Like having open borders for these guys that have a big companies that need to hire a lot of people. That's good for the business. Having docile people that will go there and make an ass out of themselves and go like, no kinks, why are you here? I don't even
they're
know.
getting paid for it.
So I think they're onto something. That's my point.
So before we wrap up and move on to the next segment, George Soros is not necessarily banned in a legal sense from Hungary, his home of origin. He has not been deported or explicitly forbidden to return. However, he is effectively under heavy political and regulatory pressure in Hungary. His organizations have been forced out or constrained. The government has painted him as a hostile actor, and the Stop Soros laws were enacted explicitly targeting the kind of work that his foundations do. So there's not a law that bans George Soros from going back, but the country has certainly made it known that you're not welcome here. Kind of like the Venezuelans here illegally. You're not welcome. Thank you. Okay.
Except the hot ones.
We'll move, except for the hot ones.
girls, yeah.
Let's move along to AWS. The AWS outage took place over the course of 2 days. Happened on October 20th into the 21st. More than 11 million people reported outages worldwide. 2,500 companies were impacted. But my question for you guys, does this concern you because of the amount of cloud storage that Amazon and AWS provides? Do you guys feel that this is a trial run for some type of cyber attack? Does it concern you that Snapchat, Reddit, Roblox, Fortnite, Ring, Venmo, Coinbase, Robinhood, Hinge, and other platforms were disabled due to the outage? And is this something for us to worry about in the future? Brandon, you're the tech guy.
Thanks. So
Not a compliment. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't even think it has to be something that was malicious or planned for it to be a scary thing. Because, I mean, I usually flip the Hamlin's razor thing like opposite what people say it is. People say don't attribute to malice what could be attributed to stupidity. I think it could be the opposite a lot of the time. But this one, I don't know, I think there's like infinite ways and reasons that the thing could have been hacked. Like, I mean, the CrowdStrike thing too. Like we're putting all of our eggs in one basket with a lot of these things, and yeah, there's gonna be a big one day where we lose access to everything, or if it's like an irreparable damage. Like this wasn't even a bad attack, but I mean, like, I'm sure somebody can make an attack that's bad enough to something like AWS that's represents 30% of the internet. So yeah, it's scary.
Were any of you personally affected by it? They say that more than 11 million users were. I can't think of. I'm not on Snapchat. I do use Reddit. I don't play Roblox. I'm not on Fortnite. I do have a Ring doorbell cam. Barely use Venmo. I'm poor. Barely use Coinbase. Too stupid to figure it out. Don't have any stocks on Robinhood. And I don't even know, is Hinge a dating website?
Yes.
No, Grindr for me. And that was so I was not impacted by any of this. Were any of you guys?
I was horribly. I was trying to get I was trying to get a blow-up doll. You know, one of the ones that goes on Amazon all Saturday. It wouldn't go through. I'm like, go, but purchase. It just stayed in my cart.
Dare they?
I was. Remember, I called you and I was like, and he's
Ruins your day.
He's like, bro, relax. And I'm like, no, bro. You know, like it was a discount. It was like one of these Friday deals. Anyway, but no, Rob. What bothers me is the timing of it was weird. Every single dude, watch the trends. Okay. Every time something happens with trade and China, something bad happens. Go back to 2000, what year is it, 19? When was COVID?
Yeah, 19.
2019, Trump holding China's foot to the fire, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, a lab leak, and they've been practicing this thing, and it just comes out. And it's like, bro, the coincidences that happen, and people can't start putting it together. When this happened, right when this happened, I just stopped, and I went, okay, think what's happening in the news. What's happening in the news? And I saw the first thing I saw was on Tom's paper. China, Trump, 152%, 55%.
157.
57% tariffs. You don't think that they're going, okay. remember all the guys that came here to the border that were just standing there, Chinese people looking guilty, and people were like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
What are you doing here? And they're like, we're just standing around. No. Why are you coming here illegally crossing over the border? There's people that they're planted around this place, bro. And I think, my personal opinion, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, his whole family were compromised by China with all the backdoor dealings that they did. His freaking laptop had all this information on it. Biden is in their back pocket, and guess what? They got away with whatever the hell they wanted to get away with. They bought how much land next to all the military bases. They've set up everywhere. I think, Rob, this is almost like a, hey, Trump, hey, guys, you want to F around with us? Boom. Watch this. And this is, bro, the scariest thing. And I'll keep going back to what George Carlin said. This is just a server type situation, right? If you shut the electricity off, guys, think about this. If all the electricity goes out in the United States for a month, what are the hell with no kings? There's going to be no food. There's going to be no freaking decency. People are going to be, you have to unlock the jails. All the jails are run by electronic. Everything's going to open. And then what's going to happen? This is something very, very, very scary. It's like, by the way, in everybody's life, I was thinking about this today. Your life goes, bro, you wake up, the sun comes out, I pray, thank you, the life goes on. We are due, and I'm telling you, those people, the George Soroses and all these demons, they're waiting, bro. This is all going to be, okay, we're getting too comfortable. Something big is, you guys already know something big is happening. Marco Rubio, not to cut you off, Marco Rubio just did a documentary. He's talking about there's an alien ship coming or something like that.
Oh, the Disclosure TV documentary that I saw, yeah.
Guys, that's going to be the thing.
Now, going back to business with this, all right? Because I'm all about business now. I wear a tie.
Yeah, you're wearing a tie.
All right, I'm wearing a tie. And the week before that, gold went all the way up. I think it went up 15%. All right, we had gold at
43.
At 43,000,
4360
all the way up. And then this crash took off Coinbase and a lot of these crypto trading places. And a lot of crypto guys, they're just the most crybabies out of all crybabies.
they were crying?
Like they were crying all over Twitter. Their wallets and this and that. So this. Anyone smart will pick up the hints here, all right? Gold is something tangible that you can touch
Hold it,
and can hold it. You can put in your pocket.
Like me holding Rob's leg right
Perfect.
now.
You can.
That's not my leg.
Like,
but thank you.
my bad.
like if shit goes down, you can make the tip of a spear and stab someone.
That's
with it
actually
for
what he was
food,
holding
all
right
right?
there.
Like this.
Yeah. So
Where did that come from?
so what I'm saying, the more because shit might hit the fan.
No, it's gonna hit the
anytime.
fan, but Humberto, something has to happen. We've gotten too comfortable. The last time was COVID. It's been 5-6 years. We're just chilling.
Is that the
But
cycle you think?
It's a cycle,
That's what
Brandon.
I'm
It's coming.
saying. That we're getting too comfortable. Like,
Hell yeah.
Like if you don't understand like how crypto works, to the T, and you put all these layers between your hard-earned cash and yourself, because everybody since the beginning of time understands gold. Like if shit hits a fan, you pack it in your truck and you leave.
Here's a
right?
piece of gold. Give
Here's
me
a piece
this,
of
give me
gold.
that.
Give me that. Give me
Yeah,
this. Give me
yeah,
that.
weigh it, yeah.
All right. How are you gonna trade crypto when they take
when
down
the
the
system is
system?
down? No,
When
you
the system
can't.
is down.
Depends if you have cold storage or not.
Yeah, but you know what?
What?
If I own a few chickens, all right, and
Yeah.
I have eggs, and you come here and you pass me your hard drive with dirty cold storage stuff, I'm gonna go tell you, like
You
I'm
go,
yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
What do you mean cold storage? Like the ability
It's
to
like
keep
a flash
the food cold?
drive. So there's a thing called they call it cold storage because it's
I literally thought you guys were talking about
Food?
Yeah, food. Literally, I was like,
No.
okay,
doesn't help your PR.
okay.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, it's like a flash drive. It's like it's got code, security, and all that.
And you
it's
can hold it like a flash drive. Like if you want to take everything from your computer, put in a flash, like a terabyte, and leave. And
Yeah, it's detached from the internet, so you can like send money to people. and
Brandon,
stuff.
what are you saying? Like, do I split the hard drive in half and give you half
No,
of the
it's
hard
quite
drive?
the opposite. You
So
could send-
how-
you could send
thi-
individ- you could
like,
set specific amounts on the hard drive, but gold-
If we are in a world-ending
You could send
scenario,
specific
no
amounts
one-
Hold on,
on the hard
You
drive.
both are talking
guy.
over one
Shit.
I thought
another.
we get the hint.
Okay, Humberto, complete your point, and then Brandon, go ahead.
If we're in a world-ending scenario, no internet, no electricity, everything is shit hitting the fan. What good does your hard drive that you're carrying around? Like,
What's money? What's security? The like valuable thing about money is whether you could secure it and transport it. So gold is cumbersome because I love gold. It's one of the things I have the most of.
you
but
don't sound like it.
listen, I was the biggest gold person in the world 2
Do you
years ago.
actually have gold, though, physical gold, or have you bought pieces of gold through some type of Robin Hood or a trading app?
I own gold and silver, but I also own crypto because gold and silver. What are you gonna say? Okay, I think this is worth an ounce of gold. I'm gonna slice an ounce off here.
Yeah.
No,
That's how you
that's
do it.
not easy.
It's
What? So
super easy.
you're melted down every time you
No,
want to
don't
buy a
have to
chicken.
melt it. You just cut it. It's very malleable.
soft.
It's soft.
Cut it with this.
Yeah. All right.
No, you
We
don't.
need to get an official hunting knife
Yeah.
for
Well, look, it says Angry
VTmerch.com.
Patriot on there.
Whoa. You can get those.
on Amazon.
Oh,
On
really?
Amazon.
No, I think you need both because it's not easy or convenient to have a bunch of gold on you and have your entire net worth tied up in that. If somebody walks up to you with a gun,
Well, then
I'd use the
You'd
Malibu
keister it.
gold
Yeah.
and I'd plug it in.
Yeah.
And now try and
shove
shoot
it
you
in
it.
keister it.
Yeah. Let's go to the movie. This is what Vinnie was talking about, the predictive programming. It's not even predictive programming at this point. It's the Secretary of Defense of the United
an
States of
announcement.
America coming out and going, there's aliens, and nobody seems to give a shit. Here is the age of disclosure. Hold on. It comes out... it says just 2025. It doesn't... Oh, it
If we make
premiered
it.
at the... Wow, this actually premiered at South by Southwest in March of this year. I did not see anything about this until this past weekend. Set for wider release November 21st. Here's the age of disclosure.
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities,
Project
and it's
Blue
not ours.
These are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
This is so secret. There have been very few
you're telling
people in our
everybody.
entire
Yeah,
government that have
documentary.
been allowed or provided access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis. But that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees. People
people have been hurt protecting and hiding this information.
Some people claim it would cost them their lives if they spoke out about these things.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
Great, like great. Look at that series. How serious they were there. Bone chilling. Riveting. Groundbreaking.
This is
propaganda.
The biggest discovery in human history.
Is that Christopher Mellon? It is.
By the way,
now,
go ahead.
Connor, I want you to queue up another video that I just sent you, if you could. I sent it to you in Slack. It's Jeremy Corbell. And I would like to talk about this video real quick, and then we'll jump into the commentary. But this is a video that came out a few years ago by Jeremy Corbell, where he talks about a fake alien invasion here in the
what's his name?
Jeremy Corbell.
Right,
he's the guy that does everything with the dude that was on Joe Rogan. Do you know the guy?
Yeah, the guy that's like his most viewed episode.
Jeremy Corbell, and the dude that worked at Area 51 who knows about what's the type of propulsion?
Yeah.
The anti-gravity
Glasses?
propulsion.
Glasses?
Yeah.
I know,
here, I'll find his name, but here's the video.
Let's hear this. I want to.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth.
Demons, Jake.
Bob.
But the lie is coming.
What's his name?
All indications.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Like all of them, is that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth.
That's it. This is it.
And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
Bingo. Dude, that's awesome.
It's nuanced. How they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told.
I'm telling
you.
You
even got a date. People been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from.
2026?
I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie.
Such a big
classified document. That is the lie you will be told. You're going to be told that there is a craft on its way to Earth. That's the lie. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't believe. I mean,
I hope I'm wrong. I sent you 2 texts today with a year. Not from me.
what year?
Nope.
2027.
I'm not going to propagate that
They're
lie.
getting us ready.
And the Atlas, what is it? 3A or 3I Atlas. There was photographs that came out this week of reportedly from Japan, some type of Japanese satellite captured images of the 3I Atlas as it comes closer to the sun. And it looks like a bunch of different objects, not one big object.
Yeah.
And this whole time we've been told it's some type of large interstellar object. I don't know if you can find that photo from Japan that was reportedly leaked. I would search Japan leaked photo, but go ahead, Vinnie.
Rob, how, to me, my opinion, COVID was a test run. Scare them, sit in your house. How long do they start asking questions, Brandon? And they turn. It took 3 years. That pandemic, I'm so happy we could say that. Back in the day, you would have been banned. We would have been banned for me just saying that.
Mid-sentence.
Cut to today, spike in sudden deaths, spike in turbo cancer. Everybody, kids are freaking having myocarditis.
Check Slack.
Them. F them. F all of them. And F any of you that were pushing people to take that damn jab. Sorry, I digress. But, Rob, that was a test run. Now they figured, okay, now to bring, that's the photo right there.
Yep, this is reportedly from a Japanese satellite.
Oh,
now,
yeah, that's a
remember,
comment.
we've been told that it was just one large interstellar object. And if you remember the Omumami, or whatever it was called, the previous interstellar object that came before this one, that was supposed to be a long cigar-like meteor or asteroid. They weren't really sure what it is, but that, to me, looks like a bunch of different things broken up.
Robbie, that looks like a team of crap coming in one spot. Because, by the way, it's different colors, but... Here's my thing, Rob. How do you get everybody, black, white, tall, short, Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, gay, straight, everybody to come together and be like, hey guys, look, that's the problem. You have to have a threat that's not from this world. That's the only way you're gonna.
Well, and when was the last time that United States was as united as a country? 9/11. And who were the terrorists that were hiding in the caves of Afghanistan that allegedly did it?
And it worked.
But everybody banded together in the United States of America. So you're right. We need an external threat. And at this point, I don't know if another attack on the United States would. Unfortunately, I don't think it would bond us together. I think it would actually have us pointing fingers at each other as to who caused this, who allowed this.
We don't. You know why? Because of the internet's so vast now with X and everybody, we would get to the kind of bottom of it. I mean, like with Charlie, God rest his soul, we know what the hell's going on, but you still can't because they're very good. Whoever pulled that off, Rob, they layer it. He's the guy, but he has porn on his phone. They're very good, especially with JFK and that type of assassination. But when it comes to that, Rob, something that's not from here, because, Rob, we have to believe what Marco Rubio's going to say. You're going to believe what the Defense Department, Pete Hegseth, what are you going to do? Not believe them? Because those 7 million idiots in the street, the half of the country that votes for the other side, they're going to be duped. People like us, we're the small fraction. We're going to be like, dog, this is not real. And then they're going to shoot a laser and something bad's going to happen and then everybody's going to bow down.
What's your strategy to survive?
Not try to wake up as many people, Rob, as possible.
No, I mean
ask me again. Ask me again.
Come on.
What's your strategy to survive? Nice.
All right.
All right, the final comment, and then we have to move on.
Back to serious business. The sad thing, Vinny, I don't think this is out of the realm of possibilities.
What's your percentage? Like, where do you think that they're at? If you had to put a percentage, I know you're not going to be crazy and say 90, but out of everything that could happen,
out of all the lies that could unify people and subdue them,
that the government would use,
this is probably a 70% chance. And the sad thing is that video of the guy going 2027, whatever, that you're gonna put it I don't know, dust it under the rug.
Oh, you're never gonna see that guy. That guy will be gone.
Well, we may never get to the bottom of it, but speaking of bottoms, or perhaps the top, Diddy. Yeah. Is he going to get pardoned? That were the report. Literally every news outlet. There was either no King's protests or Trump is going to commute Diddy's sentence. The White House on Tuesday firmly denied reports that President Donald J. Trump is preparing to commute or pardon music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, calling a TMZ story fake news. The outlet had claimed that Trump was debating on whether to reduce. I love that you put a word that I can't pronounce in the actual report,
where is it?
Connor. It's right here. What is that?
Vacillating.
Vacillating.
Yeah, okay.
Is that Vaseline?
I just went, I'll just skip that word. Trump was debating on whether to reduce Combs' 50-month prison sentence and could act as early as this week. And we'll show you a montage of all the news media outlets that reported it in just a second. In a statement to NBC News, a White House official said there is zero truth to the TMZ report that Diddy is going to be commuted by Trump. Here's the actual statement. There is zero truth to the TMZ report. The president, not anonymous sources, is the final decider on pardons and commutations. Combs was convicted in July on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He is facing 4 years in a federal prison, a $500,000 fine, and a 5-year supervised release. I believe it came out yesterday that he is going to appeal the decision. Here are the news media outlets that reported on it. You can take a look on the screen. Connor has put together a collage. Originally, I texted him. I said, can you put together a montage of all of the headlines? He said, do you mean collage? And I said, sure.
Collage.
Yes, a montage of collage. TMZ reports, Deadline, Time, The List, NBC, The Independent, People, Entertainment Weekly, Yahoo News, New York Post, Mediaite, and different Fox News affiliates. However, it's very interesting. When these reports come up, they love to report on the gossip. But how many news outlets actually report that he's not going to commute Diddy's sentence? What? Just MSNBC and NBC News. So it's always very interesting to me. They'll report it like this, but when the follow-up comes out and they go, hey, by the way, turns out we were wrong and that was clickbait and Trump is not going to commute Diddy's sentence, nobody reports on it. Not only was Diddy Trump asked about Diddy in the past. In fact, I believe he was asked earlier this month. He had said that Combs' legal team had indeed requested a presidential pardon. But do you guys remember the reports that he was also going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in just a second, but here is a clip that Connor has pulled. This is President Trump being asked last month or earlier this month about commuting Diddy's sentence.
Say it. The Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I'll speak. I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
I call him Puff Daddy.
Convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask
what? In that
DOJ.
case, why don't you just say
I didn't
no?
know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
That's a great point. Why not just come out and say, no, what she is accused of doing and what she's been convicted of doing are heinous acts, and there's no way I'm like, that's all he had to say, and everybody'd go, oh, okay. Like, it's weird, because he takes these very odd stances. Maybe I'll commute a child sex trafficker. Maybe I won't. Just come out and say, no, nobody is on the side of Ghislaine Maxwell.
You will never get a no from Trump. Never.
Yeah, but
like, I don't think there's a no.
That's not good.
I never seen a no on record by Trump. That's what he does. He leaves things open.
Humberto, that's a bad look. He should just be like, Ghislaine, anything with the pedophile, I'm done.
Let me tell you something. I understand where you're coming from. This might be a misstep by the president, but he might have his reasons.
What's a reason? Give me any reason why somebody who knows that he's implicated, because Elon opened his mouth and was like, Trump is doing this because he's on the Epstein files. And then why? When somebody asks you, think about it, a convicted child trafficking predator who, mind you, Virginia Giuffre's memoirs just came out. Ghislaine was in there with them, all raping and beating the shit out of her. Allegedly, all these people. You should know just to say, I am not pardoning anybody that's involved with the name Jeffrey or Epstein. Nobody. I don't give a shit who you are.
Or Diddy Combs.
Diddy's a scumbag too, but it's like, no, you just say, you know what you say? This is what you say. I appreciate your question. I am trying to run a country I'm fighting China. I'm going against Russia. I'm going against Americans, against the border. I don't have time for any of that nonsense right now. I'm sorry. Well wishes to all of them. Ghislaine Maxwell, you know what I would say? I'm not going to give her a pardon. You know, I'm going to give her a Bible, and that demon needs to start reading it right now because her clock is ticking. And the time is coming. That's what I would have said.
So do you think there's no bad intention on the question?
No, I don't think it's a bad intention. I think it's an honest question because everybody's pardoning people. Mind you, she's asking for it.
Well, he did just, this was before he commuted George Santos's
Yes, because George Santos has just happened.
So you know. So it's not like this was just off the,
Yeah.
This wasn't just, hey, he just pardoned George Santos, and now this question was asked a month ago.
Yeah, because you know why too, Rob? Because, mind you, a lot of people are saying allegedly she was the one, her people were starting to leak the birthday cards and this or that. That got attention to her, and then Trump sent the lawyer to go talk to her. Somebody from the Department of Justice went to talk to her.
Todd Blanche,
and I'm pretty sure that conversation was like, hey, listen, I'm going to start opening my mouth if you guys don't move me to a different prison. That could be a reason.
Now, Connor, I just sent you something in Slack. If you could pull this up, I pulled the Google Trends of Ghislaine Maxwell's name for the past 12 months, just for a visual representation of the actual interest in Ghislaine Maxwell. And if you take a look at that chart, you can see that right around here, I'll actually pull it up on mine so I can give you the exact date. You see that giant spike? That was July 20th through the 26th. Do you know what happened that week? That is the week where Todd Blanche went and met with Ghislaine Maxwell. And in interviewed her. The next big giant bump is October 5th through the 11th. Do you know why that is? That's because Trump was asked whether or not he was going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. So the only time that Ghislaine actually does come up in the zeitgeist and people are back to paying attention to her, and not necessarily Jeffrey Epstein, but people are interested in her, is every time Donald Trump talks about it. So if I'm Donald Trump, I'd say, hey, let's just put this to rest. I never want to talk about Ghislaine again. She's going to spend as many 20 years in prison. She's already served 5, and she's going to spend the next 15 years there. Don't ask about it again, Caitlin Collins, with your man nose. That's what I would say.
And your no lips.
Yeah. So shove it, Humberto. And you too, Ghislaine.
Yeah.
Don't put me in the same boat. All right.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to group you in with a sex trafficker of young women.
She's the worst.
Well, you guys saw what Virginia. I know you want to move up.
No, go ahead.
Virginia Giuffre's memoirs. She's talking about the well-known prime minister. Everybody knows who she was talking about. And God rest her soul. And I'm so happy that this thing came out, and as if she's speaking and she's yelling and she's begging us from the grave to be like, hey, guys, don't forget about these people. Okay? Raping and beating her and leaving her for dead and telling her, hey, this is your job. Shut the hell up and deal with it. Dude.
Did you see that that one of the Duke of
No, you mean Prince? I just call him Andrew now. I don't call him Prince. I don't call him Duke. He had to take away his title. He knew this memoir was coming out, so he did a preemptive, hey guys, I don't deserve to be called Duke of York. Get rid of it. By the way, this is the king's brother. Do you understand that? And nothing's going to happen to him. Nothing. The well-known prime minister, which we all know, nothing's going to happen to him. All the time she's mentioned, and these people mention Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. Bro, I'm telling you right now, man, if you're going to be a pedophile out there, you better become really rich and famous and be a billionaire. Because then you can do whatever you want.
Brandon, any thoughts on Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Diddy getting pardoned, or are you good?
I mean, no, it's just like we're going in circles with it. I think we know what's up with it, and it's unfortunate, but
well, what's up with it? I don't know.
Well, we've talked about a bunch of times. Like, there's clearly powerful forces at play that prevent certain rights and prevents justice from happening and prevents people from being held accountable. Just,
so you're saying it's a group of elites covering a pedophile ring? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right.
I'm with them on that.
It is what it is.
Do you believe Trump's on the list?
I don't know. I'm sure he has some reason to not pursue that, because he just stays away from weird things. Like, he stays away from when he got shot. He stays away from the Kirk thing. He stays away from.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Like, there seems to be some powerful force that him and the rest of the government's afraid of. I don't know what that is, but
it's very weird, Rob. It's so he makes a great point. It's so weird that Trump gets shot and is like,
And he treats Epstein the same thing. Like, the only times I see him that way is with getting shot, Epstein, and Kirk.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It is, because the guy is known to hold grudges. He still calls Rosie O'Donnell horrific things and said he wanted to revoke her citizenship to the United States, all because she made fun of his hair in 2006. There's a part of me, I'm like, what? Set aside the Epstein stuff. What doesn't make sense is Butler. That there's no further questions from him about anything. That guy takes the official narrative that Thomas Crooks acted alone, that his house was scrubbed, that he had multiple cell phones, that they went and washed down the crime scene days after, and Trump just like, all right, I'm happy with the FBI's finding on that one. That just seems so odd to me, considering how much he has criticized intelligence agencies in the past. Like, what's the best predictor of future behavior? Past behavior. And you look at Trump's past behavior, he holds grudges, he questions everything, he doesn't trust intelligence agencies. You're right, and hates his
Remember when
enemy.
he said for 9/11?
That he had the biggest tower in New York. Now, he did. There was a clip where he was saying, he wasn't bragging, but he said in the news clip, I guess I now have the largest property in Manhattan, as the World Trade Center was literally smoldering in the background. So he's not exactly great with timing when it comes to things. Go ahead.
I wasn't getting at that. I was saying when he was explaining how buildings don't collapse like that. But I just learned
Then why
something.
didn't he go for... So Donald Trump, President Trump, doesn't think that the 2 planes that hit the World Trade Centers brought them down?
There's a clip out there.
Former Trump didn't think that, but President Trump has to think that.
So you think there's a difference in the actual...
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not different people. You're not saying that there's 2 Trumps.
No, I'm sure.
Because there are people out there that think there's multiple Trumps.
I know. I can't keep up with the schizo stuff, but I'm sure somebody said some scary stuff to him that made him act differently.
All right, well, let's switch to a different topic, and we'll talk about potheads with guns, and then we'll wrap up with the heist. This is going to be a quick one because I want to spend more time on the actual heist at the museum. What is it called, Connor? The Louvre? All right, the Supreme Court agreed Monday to hear a challenge to the federal ban that bars unlawful users of controlled substances from possessing firearms, setting up a major Second Amendment test tied to marijuana use. The reason why I'm glad that we're covering this topic is because Humberto hates potheads.
Yeah,
I've heard you hate them. You hate anybody that smokes marijuana. So pretty much all the editors that work here, and some of the distribution team. So it's very interesting that they have outlawed gun ownership in this country. There are several states. I believe there are 13 different states. Right? The government says there's dozens of states that have drug user prohibitions when it comes to gun use or lawful gun ownership. Vinnie, you are very much a fan of the Second Amendment. I know that you were like Airman of the Year and one of the best marksmen in the Air Force, but I know you go shooting as well. Do you guys have any problem, and this is to the people at home watching and in the chat, do you guys have any problem with potheads having access to guns? My feeling is, I feel like alcohol is way more dangerous than pot is, and you're way more likely to make a dumb decision on alcohol than you are on weed. So for me, I've always been like, well, if you can go and buy a handle of whiskey at the ABC store and then stop at the gun store on your way home, I feel like that's way more dangerous than a person stopping at a dispensary on the way home and then also purchasing a gun. But I've never shot a gun. My frame of reference very minimal, but I know you guys are more manly than I. Do you have any problem with potheads having the access or availability to firearms?
Well, here's my thing. Do they have a record? Has anything happened in their past that would hinder the FBI background check from them getting a weapon? If it's a problem in that sense, then yeah, I have a problem. Because once you're arrested for certain stuff, you can't ever own a firearm. I don't know the actual. What are the actual ones, Humberto? What crime prevents you from ever owning a gun? Felony, obviously. I don't know, DUI. Is DUI in all those? I don't think so. But my thing is this, Rob. Like, anybody, like, what constitutes you being a pothead? Like, they're not going to test you. You go in and you take a test. You fill out a form. They do a background check. You get your gun. Especially here in Florida. It's not that hard. I personally don't think, like, people that are on drugs or drinking, trust me, I've been drunk. And I've messed with firearms in my house. It's not the smartest thing in the world, but I'm a pro. I know what I'm doing. I just don't know what, like, because think about it. If you really hallucinate, because some people lose their minds when they're on freaking weed. I mean, how strong is marijuana now? I guess it jumped up like, what, 45% from 20 years ago? Damn. I mean, I wouldn't want nobody, you shouldn't be on drugs and handling a firearm anywhere, but if there's no record of them, if they've never done anything, Rob, I don't see a problem with
crimes and conditions that disqualify you from owning a gun: felony convictions, domestic violence crimes, active domestic violence or restraining orders. Obviously, this one: fugitives from justice, unlawful drug users or addicts, mental health adjudications.
See, addicts. See, Rob, here's my thing: an addict. Who's gonna label you an addict? Or have you been arrested for it? Or does somebody in your family have to go, hey, listen, this guy has guns and he's on drugs. Come take the guns away.
Well, is weed addictive? I don't know if there's a physical addiction to marijuana, but I can certainly tell you there's a mental one.
The marijuana not being addictive is the biggest lie potheads have put out.
Also, that it's not a gateway drug. Out of everybody that I've met, nobody goes straight to cocaine. I would go and...
Well, talk about yourself, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
Most people outside of people...
Very productive.
Go from... Usually, honestly, at this day and age, I think probably prescription pills are more of a gateway drug for most people than
for sure. They crush them up. Yeah.
Because it's easier to get a hold of, and then all of a sudden you start dipping your toes into that. But I don't know many people that went straight to cocaine or heroin without stopping at Weed Town first. Yeah. So for me, I've always thought weed is a gateway drug, and I've also thought that weed is addictive, not physical in a sense, but more mental. I think people can get mentally addicted to it.
Aside from terrible taste in music and bad posters, the side effects of marijuana is that they're the worst. Like, the thing is, like, alcohol makes you predictably dumb. You know, like,
it's killing your brain cells.
No, it's killing your brain cells, but you're
How much have you used it?
What, alcohol?
No, weed.
Very little.
So how do you have such strong convictions about what happens?
Because I went to school in California. I've been working in the advertising industry, and I've been suffering fucking potheads my whole adult life, and I can't stand them.
I am in the same boat as him. I'm not a fan of those.
Bad decisions. They make bad decisions. They're lazy.
Big time.
Like weed smokers.
It feels like a generalization.
No. All of them.
Oh, you've seen all of them?
Like some of them, they could be like they're great smoking weed, but without smoking weed, they'd be extraordinary. Like they'd be building space shuttles. All right.
I don't disagree. I feel like a lot of people use it as I wouldn't be able to be as creative if I didn't have this. But I also think that those people could be much more creative without it. I think it does inhibit you or prohibit you.
I don't like the way it smells. I wouldn't like to have potheads with guns.
I'm not gonna lie. I agree with him too because we're at the point right now, which it's the THC, the stuff that's in the weed, on the weed, the crystals, whatever could help with. I saw one guy that had. What is it? Not epilepsy. He's just Parkinson's. Robbie, he put a drop on his tongue and he just became a normal person. That's what it's meant for. When people are like, yeah, but they legalized it. Yeah, but you're a freaking idiot. You're lazy. Your breath smells like shit. You're just
you guys fell for it. You guys fell for the marketing campaign.
What marketing campaign?
Reefer Madness. They duped you.
What do you mean?
That was a great movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it was like the whole effort of it was to make people think that weed is dangerous. And I mean,
I don't think dangerous, but does it kill brain cells? Does it make you slower?
No, because it's going to throw. Yeah, what?
What? Brandon.
He's like, he's telling Brandon as I'm talking. No, but like they made the movie because they were worried that the hemp plant was going to like put the paper industry out of business. So the people who own the media did this whole campaign to make it seem like people are going to smoke it and then start killing people.
Oh, no, Brandon, I have cut out more potheads out of my life for smoking weed than I have cut drinkers.
Okay.
Think about it. Think about it.
But Brad, I'm trying to figure out. But what you're saying, I think what he's saying is different. I don't think he's saying that they're going to start killing and doing the crazy stuff. I think just potheads in general, from my but this is just experience, Brandon. The majority of the people that I know that just have to smoke, they're not productive. They're lazy all the time. When I don't know that many potheads that are like, hey, man, let's go start a business. It's really slow. It's really like, I mean, I can name a couple right now that are just like, everything is slow motion. And it's like.
I mean, I know people like that, but I also know people who like are hardcore hustlers that are super successful that
smoke weed. Oh, yeah, for sure. I know rappers that get it. Like, look at Lil Wayne. If you look at his documentary, Carter, Mr. Carter, just all day, Latin lean. I could get the artist side of it, but like regular day people
Rogan.
You know what I like?
And Rogan.
You know what I like? I like texting Vinnie at 7 a.m. and he's been up for 2 hours. That's the level of productivity.
I'm on that 5 because once you hit 40 years old, guys, once you hit 40, you know you're gonna die soon. So you're like, I want to see the sun.
Mm-hmm. So this case, the case stems from the Trump administration. Okay, so this is from Trump. The Trump administration urged the Supreme Court, the Fifth Circuit Court, to reinstate the charge against Ali Denial, a Texas man who admitted regular marijuana use, and in his home, the FBI found a handgun along with marijuana and cocaine. The Solicitor General argues the statute targets habitual illegal drug users who pose heightened risks, liking it to founding-era limits of habitual drunkards, and emphasizing the restriction is temporary. So, do you guys think that weed should be legal as a drug for people to have access to, Brandon?
Yeah, no, I think all drugs should be legal.
Humberto?
I think you can't make drugs illegal.
You can't make drugs. You can't. Because people are going to find a way to get it no matter what.
Human ingenuity gets its way every time. Like,
do you wish they could be illegal, like not to do it? Are you saying
we went because Florida is not legal in marijuana. Marijuana is not legal in the state of Florida. However, when we went, I remember we were sitting at dinner when we went to Turning Point USA. We were sitting outdoors. Were you there for the Turning Point USA trip? And marijuana is legal in the state of Arizona. And the entire time we're sitting outside having dinner, all you smell is pot smoke. Yeah. Every car that was driving by. So there's a part of me where I'm like, I want people to have the freedom to use it. I don't want to have to be My life disrupted my dining experience, the enjoyability of having a meal with friends being disrupted because you're driving by in a car with tinted windows smoking weed.
If you remember, I was so offended by the smell, I left to the hotel early because I couldn't stand it.
You did.
Yeah,
You got up
I
and
did.
you went,
I was like,
done with
can't do
this.
it with this pot smokers. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I think will never do anything good. And come on, why would they want to have a gun if you're going for the whole like a smoke pot and chill?
People with drugs probably need guns.
That's true. They need to protect their drugs.
Yes.
Vinny, should weed be legal in the United States of America?
Yes, weed should be legal, but guess what? It's your decision to freaking find out if you want to be a pothead or if you want to be but listen, if you need to smoke because you're old and you're cataracts and you're okay, but every day, if you have to wake up and smoke, you have to. There's a problem.
Yeah.
You're addicted to it. Anything. I drink. Bro, I'm addicted to, what's that, collagen. I drink every morning. I'm freaking 47. I'm addicted to it because I need it. I want it.
Great.
Good addiction.
Brandon said poon, and I was thinking masturbation. So we're all addicted to something here on the podcast.
Yes.
All right, let's move along. Two quick stories, and we got to wrap up. The Charlie Kirk gag order. I want to jump into this real quick. The court overseeing the murder of the murder trial of Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk, has become the center of a national debate over free speech, judicial integrity, and the limits of public commentary. On Monday, Judge Graff of Utah's 4th District Court reaffirmed a sweeping gag order that bars anyone associated with the case, including attorneys, investigators, and potential witnesses, from speaking to the press. Now, this is why it gets weird. There were more than 2,000 to 3,000 people, according to reports, that were in attendance when Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the UVU campus back on September 10th, which means that those 2,000 to 3,000 potential witnesses may have a gag order against them and be barred from speaking out. The reason why this is coming up, so here's, Connor, can you tell us what this video clip is here that you have?
This is the statement of the voluminous evidence involved in the case as the gag order is pronounced, as well as a news report surrounding it.
All right, go ahead and play.
There is a substantial amount of discovery in this case, Your Honor. It's voluminous, to say the least.
His lawyers entered their formal appearance and declined to waive his right to a preliminary hearing. Judge Tony Graff has issued a gag order preventing anyone associated with the case from talking about it. It's to avoid pretrial publicity, already a big problem in a case with massive media exposure involving a high-profile figure like Charlie Kirk. But the judge wants to ensure a fairer trial for Robinson. It's also brought up a big issue involving thousands of people.
We're seeking some clarification with respect to the phrase all witnesses, Your Honor. There are a number of witnesses that have yet to be identified that will likely be used in the state's case. This occurred in front of 2,000 to 3,000 students at Utah Valley University. So we're in the process of identifying those witnesses. And so those individuals are presently unknown right now.
The court will rule that as the witnesses become known to each side, that information is conveyed to abide by this order. Obviously, there are potentially many witnesses, and so it's not the expectation that you would be able to do that up front, but as they become known.
The judge made it clear he wants to ensure Robinson's constitutional rights will be protected, as well as the rights of the victim.
Counsel.
And then there were some very ominous tweets put out by Candace Owens. Could we go to the Candace? Is this where? Yeah, this is the tweet that grabbed my attention and made me want to even cover this on the podcast. This is Candace Owens on, that's the 19th of October. So what's today, the 22nd? So that was what, Saturday? Don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. I plan to violate it on the world's behalf. The things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down. Yes, Charlie was betrayed by everyone.
Do you know what that says to me?
I don't.
What's everyone? If you think about it, meaning just dissecting what she said. And I absolutely love her because she doesn't give a shit, bro. This is literally Candace doing Candace's freaking how she is. She's not letting it die. Everybody else has kind of moved on. Turning Point absolutely has moved. Like, I don't even.
Yeah, they didn't miss a beat.
They didn't miss, Brandon, not even a step. It was just like, oh, Charlie's gone. We're going that way. It's like, I understand. It drives me crazy. But she said, yes, Charlie was betrayed, period, by everyone. You know, think about it. Everyone in this situation means Turning Point, whoever he was in texting and all that stuff with,
Trump,
his family, wife included, Trump, partner, Andrew, everybody means everyone. And by the way, I pray for her because what did James O'Keefe say, Robbie, that time that we spoke? What's your price? 100 million, 10 million? He goes, if your price is not your life, then you are for sale. She's not for sale. And I get it, bro. Can I say one thing, Rob? Here's the problem. There's no documented U.S. case that has ever applied a gag order of this magnitude, okay? No direct role in the investigation or litigation of people that are involved. So previous gag orders typically target just attorneys, court staff, select witnesses like key figures or victims, experts. So this is exceeding it by how many? So what is it really about, Rob? Why don't they want people talking? Do you remember the one time that one kid was trying to talk about the events and somebody from Turning Point was like, no, shut up. Don't say anything. I don't trust it at all, bro. This is a very, very, very weird move.
Connor has the gag order up on the screen. Defendant Tyler Robinson is charged with 1 count of aggravated murder and other felonies. This case has generated and is likely to continue to generate significant pretrial and trial publicity. That publicity can compromise defendant Tyler James Robinson's right to due process of law, as well as both parties' rights to a fair and impartial jury trial. Pretrial publicity is of particular concern because it can taint the prospective jury pool. To protect the party's fundamental rights, the court, on its own motion, issues the following. Lawyers who have participated, who are now participating, or who will yet participate in the investigation or litigation of this case in any way shall abide restrictedly by Rule 3.6 of the Utah Rules of Professional Conduct. Rules 3.6 prohibit a lawyer from making an extrajudicial statement that the lawyers knows or reasonably should know will be disseminated by means of public communication and will have a substantial likelihood of material prejudice. It's a lot of...
That was a big one.
Stopping everyone from talking. It was a big one. Can we play the clip of Candace Owens? I saw that you had one, Connor. Connor, could you just set this clip up for us? Because I don't know what she's actually talking about.
So this is Candace kind of explaining what she thinks happened at UVU on the day Charlie was shot, who she thinks is responsible. There's been a lot of talk. Is she blaming Israel? Is she not blaming Israel? This was from a recent episode where she provided some actual clarity as to what she thinks took place.
Because if you remember, at first she was claiming that it was Israel. Then she came out.
Did she actually say it was Israel? I don't think so. She was just saying a lot of people. She proved that a lot of people said that they didn't say stuff, but they actually did say it. Like there was arguments, there was fights. Donors were taking money back.
Well, and the text messages that were released did prove that what she was telling.
She vindicated herself. Easy money because people were backing up, and there was arguments, there was fights.
So this is Candace now saying that she believes it's a military hit. Go ahead and play the tape.
Which military?
But I want to tell you that I actually believe that this was a military hit that involved foreign actors and also literal actors. I believe that day ran something akin to JFK's assassination. I believe that there were therefore multiple decoys on the ground.
Yep.
I do not believe, just so I'm clear here, that the person who was walking up the stairs killed Charlie. In fact, my suspicion is that photo was not even shot on the same day. I do not believe that the person who ran across Losey rooftop killed Charlie. I think it was another decoy. I do not believe that shot came from a Losey Center at all. And we all know that decoy George Zinn didn't kill Charlie. And I received an interesting tip about him as well, that he's much more connected than what meets the surface. He potentially has connections to the federal department, familial connections to the federal department, and we are prodding that. It's getting interesting. Anyway, that would suggest that there are thus a total of 4 decoys, like George Zinn, staircase guy, maroon shirt guy, and Losey Center guy, none of which I believe actually pulled the trigger. Call it a hunch. I think it's much more likely that Lance Twiggs is the one that is walking in that maroon shirt. His build is nothing like Tyler Robinson's build. Lance Twiggs is thinner. And obviously I'm speculating here, but I believe Tyler Robinson was involved, and he was in fact driving around campus on that day, therefore assisting in the costume changes, likely picking up clothing. And as we broke the story, Tyler was seen at Dairy Queen. And what was he seen doing, as I told you? Dumping clothing in the cemetery. beside that Dairy Queen. So I think that is what his involvement is limited to. That was his job, to get rid of clothing. It's completely a nonsense to think that a person who had never killed anyone was high on adrenaline after a kill and decided to eat Dairy Queen. That doesn't even make sense biologically speaking. There was going to be an adrenaline measure that kicks in after you kill an animal, let alone a person, let alone having it be your first kill. And you're like, he just decided to go to DQ, sit down, write some poetic text messages. It's why they're freaking out about that Dairy Queen leak, because it disrupts their narrative. One of many things that disrupts their narrative. But what about Lance Twiggs?
It's a good question. What about Lance Twiggs? We haven't heard. It's really odd that we haven't heard anything or any updates regarding Lance Twiggs.
Is he real, Rob?
We have not heard a single update about George Zinn. Like, it's really weird how we were going and going and going and going and going with information, and then all of a sudden it was brought to a screeching halt. And all of a sudden it became, if you even questioned what happened, you're a crazy person who hates Israel, who believes that Erica Kirk had Charlie Kirk murdered. That is what the internet now has labeled anyone who questions the official narrative. But Ben Shapiro is going to be on the podcast in a few weeks, and I had a real big problem with him about a year ago. Do you guys remember the stop asking questions clip? Yeah. Who are these people that think you can ask questions? I feel like that's the fundamental right as a human being, is to question
That's an American,
things.
by the way.
Well, any person should be able to do it. Now, North Korea will execute you. Russia will throw you out a window, and China will put you in a camp with the Uyghurs if you ask questions. But here in the United States of America, we should be able to ask questions. And any person that tells you to not, is this the don't ask questions clip, Connor?
Yep, here's good old Ben Shapiro saying, stop asking questions.
Connor, you are quick when it comes to
watch out.
Play that clip real quick, and then we got to wrap up.
He's coming for you.
You blame society, you don't have an answer. So it must be a conspiracy. There must be some sort, and you're just asking questions. You don't know, right? This is the game that is played by so many corrupt commentators, just asking questions. I don't have to show you evidence that something terrible is happening. I don't have to actually demonstrate how the thing is happening. I don't have to tell you who the problem is. Wink, wink. But I can just tell you right
didn't move when he winked.
But even and if I'm asked about it, hey, I'm just asking questions. Now, let me tell you something about just asking questions for a second. Just asking questions is a game for children. My son is 7. He can just ask questions. My daughter is 10. She can just ask questions. If you are 50 and you are just asking questions, I don't think you're just asking questions. I think that your level of curiosity is actually quite low.
What?
I think that you don't care enough to know or know enough to care. I think that the vast majority of people who are in the just asking questions business have an answer that they want to suggest, but they know there's no evidence for it, so instead they hide behind just asking questions. In other words, they're completely full of
What a horrible, horrible take. What a horrible, idiotic, stupid take. Why you're supposed to ask questions if it doesn't make sense? Like, wait a minute, what?
Sounds like somebody who doesn't want to answer questions.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know how stupid that sounds? Like, why is George Zinn at all these locations? 9/11, standing up with his underwear. Why is that? Why is Charlie arguing with people in text and then them taking money? Why would he do that? Why, when he wants to say, hey, I want to bring Tucker Carlson and Candace to come speak, why are donors taking $2 million? These are normal questions. Why is Tyler Robinson texting his boyfriend the weirdest, dumbest text ever? What? Well, I can ask questions. Why? By the way, here's my question. Not even a question, my thing. I can feel weird. Can I say this, Rob? Can I talk to my friends and be like, something is, like, when I hear Erica Kirk speak, something isn't right. Is that bad to say? That's not even a question. Is that bad to be like, even my mother in Assyrian is like, Vinnie, when your dad died, I wore black. I couldn't talk. I was crying. Trust me, I lived it. My mom went through so much when my dad died. This guy was shot in the neck and it like died a horrible death. You're wearing white and you're talking and it seems just off, bro. It seems off. And like you said, you question it. People are like, oh, you're saying she had him killed. No, I'm just saying it's weird. It's weird, all this stuff. And if what she's saying is true, if it's a military hit, which military and why Charlie? Why, Rob? That's my question, Ben Shapiro.
I
Why?
have one question for you, and then we'll go to Humberto, and then we're going to jump into the Louvre robbery, unless Brandon has anything to add to this. My question for you: out of the 2,000 to 3,000 people who witnessed Charlie Kirk get executed on September 10th at the UVU campus, how many of them do you think were over the age of 65?
Probably one.
One. Who do you think that
George
one is?
Zinn.
George Zinn.
Wow.
So for me, it goes, you look at the sheer amount of people that are there, our experiences going to these events and never seeing anybody over the age. The oldest person when we go to Turning Point USA events was Tom Ellsworth.
Yeah.
That was the oldest, and that was a rarity. And I'm not talking shit about Tom. I love Tom.
You're right.
It's very rare that you see someone of that age at one of those events. It's for younger kids. And the fact that there are 2,000 to 3,000 people on campus when it happens, and there's one George Zinn there who ends up yelling, "Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me," is at 9/11, has his pants around his ankles.
Has porn on his phone.
Yeah, and then goes, "I've got kiddie porn on my phone." I normally, again, we've talked about this, I would think that pedophiles and creeps that are into child porn would do a better job of hiding it than putting it on their phone and then admitting it to the authorities that I've got it. So for me, yeah, I've got questions specifically when it comes to George Zinn, and I don't think there's anything harmful with asking questions. I think what's harmful is when you demonize people who ask questions who are just trying to find the truth. Humberto, what's your point?
I'm gonna say something really sad. Like, you know, I haven't been in this country for long, and I love this country. I love this country more than anything. And this is my third assassination attempt or successful assassination.
2 Trump, 1 Charlie.
Yeah, and I realized that I don't even want to put any brain power
part of
into
our
it
culture.
or stick my nose in it. Like I have no confidence.
So you believe? So you're listening to Ben Shapiro, but you don't ask any.
No.
questions.
I have no confidence that like a reasonable explanation is going to come out of anything ever.
Oh, I don't think. By the way, I'm same thing with JFK. It's why I agree 100%. Look at Rob. JFK was assassinated in the early 60s, 63.
Yep, November 22nd of 1963.
And look, by the way,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
how many years ago? 65, 40, 50,
62.
62 years ago. Still no answers. This happened in 2025 with cameras and everything, and they're so good. They are so good. We're never gonna find out. Really think about it. I'll put my money where we are never going to know the truth because the people here are amazing at being evil. The layers, the George Zinn, it's gonna people.
I love this, and I will
gonna know.
entertain it privately, and I'm gonna use my own time to entertain this.
Yeah.
But it's just a sad state. It's like if you go to a party and you see everyone wearing a toga, and you just got there, and you're like, why are they doing this? So like, when in Rome, you do what Romans do.
Regardless, I can tell you that there are 2 people who we can definitely rule out that have been victimized by Charlie Kirk's death, and that is his children. There's no way that his children were involved in this by any means whatsoever. And the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, there are 2 kids that are going to grow up without a father and a man who we've met, done business with, that seemed like he was a good one. I don't know Charlie Kirk behind closed doors, but I've not met anybody that's of sound mind that knew him that had a single bad thing to say about him. Now, the left, they've demonized him. That is what they do no matter what. But the amount of people that have come out and said good things about Charlie Kirk makes it hard to believe that he would be a bad father. So at the end of the day, it's a tragic story because there's 2 kids that are going to grow up without a dad. Let's move on to the Louvre heist. Humberto, this is more your story than mine. I'll jump into it and I'll let you take over. Paris has been reeling since the October 19th robbery of the Louvre Museum. 4 thieves pulled off a 7-minute broad daylight raid. They breached a 2nd-story window of the Apollo Gallery with an angle grinder and smashed 2 display cases. They were disguised as workers, and they hoisted up a truck-mounted ladder. They threatened staff, grabbed 8 royal jewels of inestimable.
Come on.
Inestimable.
Inestimable.
In Istanbul. In estimate, I don't even know. Stop using tough words, Connor. It's not fair.
You're
fucking
showing off.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Connor, and I can use cool big words that have more than 2 syllables. Well, not all of us are educated like you, Connor.
Yeah.
They ended up stealing the invaluable items and escaped on motorcycles into the city, and they have not recovered. Now, my question is, I always want to pull off a heist. I know I'm going to get winded from the run from wherever we're robbing to the truck and then get busted. So I won't be able to pull one off. Also, I love to tell people secrets. So as soon as I pull one off, I'm like, hey, guys, did you hear Vinnie and I? We robbed the Louvre. Yeah, I would. And then Deli puts it on the VT Sports channel, and then I get busted. What's the point of... I get that you want to steal these items. How do you even sell these items? Where is there a market that you can sell these millions of dollars worth of jewels that obviously are going to get recognized, right? They're historic artifacts. Where can you even go and sell this shit?
All right, that's my biggest worry. Like once I heard the story, like inestimable. The things that they stole, they're part of Western, like Western culture. Like they're things. Like these are Napoleon's belongings.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, like the history behind the pieces that were stolen is unbelievable. And then you start thinking motives about it. Like, was this political? Because, you have all these people that go like, oh, F the colonizers, Europeans have no culture. And they maybe tried to damage, like Napoleon's Bonaparte, what do you call it, legacy in France. France is pretty much destroyed. So my biggest worry is for them to grab it, because how do you sell it? I had never been in a heist publicly. You melt it, take the valuable pieces, and you sell it by weight. But that will be sad. Can you imagine that?
Do you think Brandon was involved? Because Brandon's leaving right now.
He's trying to sneak out. It's the worst sneak out and ending possible.
You're
He's
the worst heist.
Call in the corner.
Brandon, if you were involved in this heist, no, but I understand what you're saying. But you know what I think? Another option, somebody hired them and said, hey, listen, I want this really bad. Nobody's ever going to find out. Go and do it. I'll give you X amount of money. That's it. Because me, like, I get it. It's Napoleon. It's not a part of our history. I can care less. When I heard this, I was like, there's no way in this day and age somebody pulled off an Ocean's 11 type with a crane, got in, did it, and left. You got to give them credit. You got to give them credit.
They said, why does the American public, or the public in general, why do they love a good heist movie, Rob?
Oh, it's amazing.
You know why? Because heists are victimless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, because you're stealing from a bank. You're stealing from a museum. You're not stealing from Vinnie. You're stealing from institutions.
You're stealing from institutions. There's no violence in it. And I was reading about it, and turns out that they have a DI hired running security.
Oh, no. Is it a girl?
It is a woman. For the first time, the Louvre. I don't want to be that guy, but yeah.
No, what do you mean? It's a female security. It's like Kim Cheadle. She was a Secret Service head.
Dominique Buffin.
Oh, no, Dominique.
Dominique, 46, hired as the first Louvre. She was the first female security chief by Lawrence Descartes, the museum's first female director. So they hired a female director for the Louvre, and that wasn't empowered enough, so they had to hire a female head of security. And we had bad experience with female heads of security. If you remember...
Kim Cheadle?
Kim Cheadle.
Oh, yeah, she stepped down after she horribly botched everything. Some would say on purpose.
She was appointed to the head of the museum's reception and security services on September 17th of 2004. So she just had her 1-year anniversary as the head of security. And what a better way to celebrate it than having the museum that you're securing get robbed.
So this is also allegedly... You can fact check me. They had a tighter security system around, all the jewels and everything. So when you broke the glass, everything will lower down into the ground, so they couldn't.
Yeah, no, it lowered to the ground and what? No, the
lowered to the ground so they couldn't grab it. So she went back from bulletproof glass to normal glass. So even though I think the whole crane thing was very impressive, I love the crane thing. 10-point styles. They just smashed and grabbed and left. So that's the Louvre right now, and France sucks, and French people suck too.
You know what doesn't suck? Vincent Oshana, and you can see him at the Styx Speaker Series this Saturday night.
It's called the Styx Cigar Lounge, but I'm going to be speaking. I just got a message from Johnny right now. Johnny, what's up, my brother? And yeah, it's going to be good. Just use a QR code to get tickets. And yeah.
You can also RSVP at rsvp@stix.org, 6 to 10 p.m. on Thousand Oaks Boulevard in Thousand Oaks, California. RSVP to the speaker series tonight. Saturday night featuring Vinnie. And you can also get cigars. They have drink specials, a 20% discount, $50 for members, $75 for non-members. Again, the QR code is right there. Humberto is on Minect. Make sure you
I need
connect
a lot
with,
of Minects.
Yep, connect with Humberto on Minect. His link will be in the description. I am also on Minect. You can connect with me as well there. Vinny is on Minect. His link will be in the description. Connor, anything you'd like to promote today?
My Minect, and also you can subscribe to me on Substack if you want to hear.
Oh, wow,
you launched it. Stacking assholes.
Right.
So you can get him on Substack and on Minect. For myself, Rob Gargiulo, Vinny, Humberto, Brandon, who was disgusted and walked off over the robbery story. Thank you to the crew in the back, Malik. I don't know who's switching. Jake today. Guys, thanks for watching. Thank you at home for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will see you again next Tuesday right here on The Unusual Suspects. Take care. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.